Hey there, everybody. Well, the Jets have just wrapped up their 3 joint practices with the Redskins down in Richmond, Virginia. And so, the question is obvious here. Were those practices successful? Did the Jets get out of them what they needed to? Was going all the way to Virginia, getting on a plane, going down there for 3 days of practice, did it prove to be worthwhile? On the plus side, the Jets, they got to break up the monotony of training camp. Obviously, you get a couple weeks into this and players get sick of hitting one another, doing the same thing every day, playing against the same players every day. So to break up the monotony and play against other NFL competition, a bunch of players we talked to throughout the week, they like changing it up a little bit, just getting outside their comfort zone and doing something a little bit different kind of makes training camp a little less boring for them. And obviously playing against other NFL competition is, only a good thing too. You get to measure yourself against other, top tier guys around the league, guys that maybe don't know every single one of your tendencies like, your own teammates do. The one-on-one drills throughout the week were a perfect example. Wide receivers and DBs going one-on-one, Jets offense against the Redskins defense and vice versa. Those guys, they don't see each other a ton, so, you're a little less predictable. You don't get into the stalemate of knowing exactly what everyone's going to do all the time. You have to react a little bit more. Your football IQ has to be a little bit sharper. You have to just kind of be a little more instinctual. And then obviously raise the intensity too. These guys are competitive. They want to win. They want to beat one another. And so the fire and the hustle, kind of goes up a notch when, instead of playing against the same guys every single day, you're playing against a different NFL team. And even if there's no scoreboard out there, these guys got to this level for a reason. They want to win, they want to compete, and they want to do well. Obviously, the fights were a downside. No one will say otherwise. It was a waste of time for both teams when they did break out. Thankfully for them, there were no injuries, and things did settle down for the most part after day 1. Day 2 was quiet on that front. Day 3, things got a little chippy, a little chirpy at some points, but for the most part, no real big incidents of note. So, neither coach was particularly thrilled with those fights, but for the most part, no harm, no foul. It wasn't the worst thing. The only thing left to say is, maybe some of that animosity gets held over for Thursday night's game. So you got to pump the tires a little bit. Who knows? You want to make sure that a fight doesn't break out during the preseason game. But at this point at least, no harm, no foul with the extracurricular activities. So on the whole, seems like the Jets got what they wanted to out of this. You get some tape against different guys, change things up a little bit. And everyone, of course, always loves the intangible of team bonding, going on the road together, all that stuff. So now it's on to the second preseason game against the Redskins Thursday night at FedEx Field in Landover. And, there's plenty more that we're going to learn from that one.